Good evening. 8:11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Sunday, May 26th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So, we're going to do an update here, but I've been getting a lot of questions about my son, and I do appreciate the concern. He was admitted yesterday. He'll be in here, I don't know how long. But what happened at his last day in the other hospital, I've already got my solidarity, my clarity now, as the dietitian who came in vehemently disagreed with what they were saying at the other hospital. And yeah, it was nice to hear. So that was good. I also had the scariest moment of my 40 years, and I broke into a million little pieces, and fortunately, it didn't play out in that way, but for about 2 hours today, they talked about leukemia, and they put his blood under a microscope, and they were looking for live cells to, they were looking at leukemia. So when I heard that, I broke into a million pieces, and I don't know what happened. I broke down. Even though I didn't suspect that's what it was, the fact that that was a possibility, and the fact that they were going to the step of putting it on the plates and looking at it under the microscope was that's something I don't wish on anybody, to sit in that position. In 40 years, I've never felt like that on the inside. I've never been as numb, as broken, and as, I don't even know the right word. Just everything. And that was the most, I can't even say stressful. It was the most heartbreaking 2 hours of my entire life, thinking that my son could have leukemia. And when the oncologist came back in, I couldn't tell by her face, but once she started talking, you could tell that she was relieved, and she said that she tried to find a live cell, and she couldn't, and she was very relieved. Now, they do a standard test, obviously, for leukemia, but they circumvented that, and they'll still give them the test, but they circumvented it because of what they were thinking, and they went under the microscope with his blood before they even did that test. So, it was a very scary moment, and fortunately, that did not come back positive, and, they can't rule it out. Well, they can, but they can't, but they can, but they can't, it is possible. But they don't suspect that now. So, based on the fact there was no live cells that they could find, and they were under the microscope, they were looking. And thank the man upstairs, the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, that that was not the outcome, and my son was spared a diagnosis of leukemia. So, that was not easy, sitting through there. And this update might not be for the faint of heart, but I do tell everybody what's going on, good, bad, or indifferent. So we'll continue to pray, and we'll try to find an outcome. But one good thing is leukemia, when they did it under the microscope, there was nothing to be found, thank God. So that was probably the scariest moment of my life. So, fortunately, that's not what's going on. So I do thank everybody for the back and forth, the comments, the love. It's everybody who's shown concern for my son, and I'll continue to update everybody. But I really wanted to give you what was really going on today, and we'll see where it falls. So we'll see where it falls. But right now, at least that would have been absolute. Like, even if there was a case where my son needs a feeding tube because he is delayed, and you know, if it ends up coming to that route one day, so be it. But that's a lot different than a leukemia diagnosis had it have come back positive. So I think, my Lord, I don't even know. So I just spent a little bit of time in the chapel, and you know, but I want to do an update. I'm going to play my intro. I already timestamped this just so that so I can give myself a second. Please make sure to hit that like button so YouTube recommends this video. I would like my audience to see what's going on. And then I would also like anybody who has the heart that stayed after. Obviously, some people won't be able to make it through that because I got emotional. But if you stick around, we're going to look through XRP, look at the Xrp-Bitcoin pairing, and then I want to take one more look here as AMP is coming back down a little bit here. I want to show everybody the outlook here. If it were to continue on this pace, and I want to show everybody what the obvious outlook is if we get a rejection here, and the levels that I think we could end up falling to if this does play out. So we'll go over all of this when I get done with the intro. So thank you all so very much. I appreciate the love and support you've shown my son. A lot of messages through my email, a lot in the Telegram, a lot even in the videos. So I can't even thank each and every one of you properly for the concern. And ironically, I can't even comment on my own videos because the hospital Wi-Fi is apparently not a secured network, so I can't even comment on my videos today, which is kind of funny. So, but yeah, we'll get through this, and I'll catch you on the other side of the intro. Welcome back, everybody. Well, one cool thing for anybody who doesn't know what I look like without my long hair, since almost 1 year ago now in July, I told my audience I would not cut my hair and I would let my goatee grow out until XRP hit $1. So for anybody who's never seen, that is what I look like when my hair's shorter and my goatee's shorter. So some of you may have never seen that. So that is what I look like without the crazy long hair. And it was long in that, a little long in that picture, but not like it is now. So, but you know, let's get into this update. Let me put this back on real quick. But XRP is pretty flat here since 8 o'clock. But as we know, we got rejected at 53.7 cents. And for anybody who watched the update this morning, I talked about how at 53.7 cents was not attained by the end of the weekly candle, which we know the weekly candle ended today, that we would be more than likely coming down to the 52.8 cent mark. And depending on who you are, unfortunately, we came down there. And the reason why that was a big area is in the 4-hour time frame, which I knew it was going to come down there one way or the other. We have a golden cross here in the 4-hour time frame. Not only did the 20 cross the 200, but we had a more confirmed golden cross with the 50 crossing the 200. And the nice thing about that is that's trying to signal the short-term reversal. However, I don't find it quite often at all where you would have this breakthrough as we had the 20 cross 200, came back consolidated. Then when we crossed the 50 through the 200, you want to see that back test here, but you want to see it hold. Now, I have seen a lot of times where you have a support underneath like 51.50 down here, and it's so close that I have seen many a times within a 4-hour candle, a quick wick down, quick wick back up, reversal back, and continue the inverse head and shoulders. However, we've also seen it where it looks like it's going to have a continuation, and then it just breaks down the golden cross, and then that's just what it is. So right now, XRP, I don't want to say it's on life support on this rotation, but it's on life support. And the reason and that might be a poor choice of words because of where I'm at, but gotta remember my surroundings. But the reason I say that it's like on its, let's see, it's in trouble. If it breaks down this Goldencross, there's a lot of room to come down still. A lot of room, and the next obvious choice would be to come down here at 51.50, and you can see in the 2 hourly, this is basically telling you everything. Yes, we have the Goldencross in the 4 hourly, but if you lose the 200 day and the 2 hourly, it's a short-term trend reversal. That's what it's confirming. And then that would also confirm a breakdown, at least on the onset here, of the Goldencross in the 4 hour time frame. And that's a pretty significant pattern, especially when you get in the 4 hourly. Then you can start pushing into the daily, but unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on who you are, we had a reversal candle in the daily. And now today we have an engulfing candle to the downside. So if I was just a betting man, I would say there is a better than not chance that if we lose 52.5 cents, 51.5 is coming. And then the first step, if you lose 51.5 cents, you would come down here to this uptrending support at 50.32 cents. And if that breaks, it's over. The bear flag would play out, and it would at least bring you down to 38.7 cents. And that's not a guarantee. I can show you what the technical target is if we were to break out of this, and that would be more of a guarantee. And just a short-term target, because we did have that consolidation. And that would get you down to, ooh, I like that a lot. That would get you a double bottom and a slightly bigger double bottom, a slightly bigger Gartley. If this played out like this is curious. This came down like this, then it ended up coming down like this, and then it could break back out. You could find yourself either in a, W reversal, right? We could find ourselves in a beautiful reversal here if it played out properly. Is it going to play out properly? I don't know. Is it going to play out in our favor? Don't know. Do I know what your favor is? I don't. Because I don't know if you're looking to buy it cheaper. I don't know if you're a holder like I am. I don't know if you're looking to add to your bag like I do every day. And a lot of people are like, well, Tom, you're not buying XRP every day, aren't I? Aren't I? And why I say that, and that was a good update for XRP, but why I say that is, we look at the Xrp-Bitcoin pairing down 0.13%. I've been buying the Xrp-Bitcoin pairing for 2 reasons. One, because I believe Bitcoin in the long-term future, or XRP in the long-term future, is going to outperform Bitcoin. Also, I wanted to buy it through the Xrp-Bitcoin pairing because what most don't know is you can still add to your XRP. You just have the option to sell it into Bitcoin and then convert it to cash when it's at a bigger discrepancy. So basically think of it as the gold-silver ratio. In this example, XRP silver and Bitcoin's gold. And not by any monetary value, just by this example. So when the gold-silver ratio, to me, is over 80-1, you buy silver. Even if you want gold, you buy silver. With XRP Bitcoin, anytime, in my opinion, it's under that 4th zero. So basically when it's 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, you got 5 zeros. Anything with only the 3 digits is very undervalued. Anytime you get closer to 4, 5, and then you bounce off of it and start pushing back up, the 450 sat, like we have, that's a very, very, very key indicator that at some point there's going to be some huge, massive volatility that I can't even explain unless you look at it like this. Down to the 450 sat level, back up to the 8928 sat level, back down to the 450 area, because it's that same line. I've got the line on 426. So from 426, this time we went all the way up to, holy smokes, 24,469. All the way back down, all the way back up here to 12007, back down. Even when we had a small move, it was up to the 40 level. Now, as we've been speculating, if we could break up and then push there, that would be the smallest. Because this is technically still just a consolidation, and this could be an inverse head and shoulders. So, But the whole point of this is, what I was saying, is when you look at XRP to Bitcoin, it's just like gold to silver. When the ratio is out of whack, you start buying the XRP Bitcoin pairing, just like you would buy silver over gold. So if you're a fan of Bitcoin, when the pairing's out of whack, you buy the XRP Bitcoin pairing. And then the hope is, or what you're betting on, is the fact that when you sell back out the XRP Bitcoin and that pairing, and you put it back into Bitcoin, because when you buy it, you have to buy Bitcoin, and then you have to buy it with the Bitcoin you purchased and buy the XRP Bitcoin pairing. Now what that does is it gives you an option. You can either sell it back out into Bitcoin, or you can sell it out into XRP. So right now I've given myself an additional about, according to what I've seen, 8,000, I believe it's either 8,300 or 8,800. I keep forgetting. So we'll just say 8,300, as I have $4,400 invested here in XRP Bitcoin pairing. So on top of the 12,000 XRP I had, that still gives me the flexibility of having another 8,000 plus XRP sitting there. So that's what I've done during the accumulation to kind of satisfy my urge for getting more XRP, but also having the option to sell it out into the XRP and back into the Bitcoin pair if XRP outperforms it, and then you have more money. And then who knows, that 8,300 XRP by selling back out into Bitcoin, if the pairing's out of whack, I may be able, because of the funds received, I may be able to buy 9, 10, 15,000 XRP. You don't know. So that's the long game I'm playing. And this is the consolidation that's going on. So a rejection here, and we could find ourselves right back down here, what I talked about in the morning update. I'd be so happy if it comes down to 752, because it's going to continue to push it majorly oversold. Weekly's already massively oversold. In my opinion, we're just waiting for some of these lower time frames to catch up now. And then we could have ourselves a nice little rally. So continue to pay attention to that. One more thing before I go. I have to hit Bitcoin real quick, and then we'll look at AMP, and then I got to go because I want to go back and see how my son's doing and see how Julie's doing. So with Bitcoin, it was two choices. Come up here to 71,000 area, 70,800, and work off of what looks like an inverse head and shoulders. If this were to play out, boom, down, back around. So that would be an inverse head and shoulders. Left arm, head, right arm, which would be slightly declined, which is okay. And then it would break up here, and then you would see when it gets up there. Otherwise, if this is a fake out and it ends up kind of being like a topping pattern, you could get what looks like an M, and then it decides here at 64,300. If that were to break, then it would come all the way down here to 54K. So that's our option there with Bitcoin. So pay very, very close attention to that. And then with AMP, it's at the 688 level. Now it's only a little bit. It's basically right where I bought it now. But that's okay. I'm going to keep building into this too until it gets ready to flip. The only thing is you have to pay attention here. And I have to pay attention to this because I might have an opportunity here where I could quickly get rid of it here, because I bought it a little bit lower. And then I could rebuy it at the 4% dip at 661. But that's going to be something that I would have to determine. Right now, I like the way the pattern is. It's just, I'm not too fond of the fact that it broke outside of this, but I'm also not inept. You know, I'm not unaware. I also know, like, if you were doing this without looking at the longer scope and just the short scope, we haven't broke anything down. So don't think we have. Don't think anything's changed as of yet, because this pattern is very much in place. And if you were going to sell it for that 3 to 4% drop, you damn well better make sure, from me to you, that it breaks this consolidation, because if it doesn't, you're going to end up selling this out on a prototypical consolidation back down. And we're so close. We're so close to that real consolidation that needs to happen. It's in your best interest and mine, because I'm a holder, to not do anything rash unless this pattern were to give way. And the only way for that to happen is if we lose the 687 and get a rejection, then you know we're coming down to the 660 level. As of right now, though, if it holds this consolidation and eventually does break through, I'm comfortable with putting that kind of a target. You'd have a pretty nice, if it breaks up, and this very well might not be the end of this move, but if it breaks up and it bounces off of this support and doesn't break down, which there's no guarantee that's going to happen. So let's just say it comes down to the 6.8. We'll give it a little overzealous, 6.84 sat level. Bounces back up. You're trying to buy support, sell resistance. If it breaks this down, the first area that we could stop this would be 660. Catch it for consolidation. Otherwise, it could get ugly. And there's a reason why that 434 target's down there. You break 660, there's not much to hold us up. So I appreciate everybody listening to the update. Thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart. Please make sure to hit that like button so YouTube recommends this video. And please say a prayer for my son. Let me know what you think in the comments. I won't apologize for the emotionalness in the earlier part of the video because I show you everything, good, bad, or indifferent, and I let you in on a little bit more of what's going on with my son. And from the bottom of my heart, I just really, really do thank everybody who's shown concern. It just, sometimes it's just, I don't have the words to describe it. It's just, it's an amazing thing. It's an amazing thing. So thank you, everybody. Don't forget to give thanks to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And just thank God for the day you have, for the blessings around you, because like I always say, you never know what tomorrow can bring. No matter how happy or sad you are, the next day can always bring something very, very different. So live to your happiest, fullest, and best life, because it is really that quick.